Welcome to the WanderLearn Show. Happy New Year. This is Francis Tapon. Here we are in January 1st, 2024, but this episode won't be released for a few days because I don't have a computer. It died. And so I have to finagle that so I can edit this video together and put it out for you guys. This is always one of my most popular episodes every year. It's my annual predictions where I look back at how my predictions did in the previous year and looking forward to the next year. I did 10 predictions last year. I'm going to do 10 more this year. I score myself half a point for every prediction I got kind of right, and 1 point if I got it right overall. You're going to see that I got 5 out of 10 on this particular 2023 predictions. So let's go over them. Number one, I predicted back in January 1st, 2023, I predicted that Bitcoin would become legal tender in another country. Result was no. On the other hand, Russia said that they will give guidance and they will be accepting cryptocurrencies, Bitcoins, for some trade deals and for a certain amount of trade going on. That happened around the middle of 2023, but they haven't specified all the details, but they did say that. And Argentina in December 2023 said that they would be accepting crypto payments, Bitcoin payments, to settle contracts. So if you make a contract in Argentina, you now have an option to pay it in crypto or Bitcoin. So I'm going to give myself half a point as a result of that. The second prediction I made was that the World Health Organization, as well as the CDC, would both declare that COVID is officially done. The pandemic is officially over. And in the middle of 2023, that's exactly what they did. I also predicted the word COVID on Google Trends, which kind of tracks people's searches, that would hit an all-time low that had not been seen since 2019. And that is also correct. So I give myself 1 point on that prediction number 2. Prediction number 3, I said that there would be an accident in outer space. Well, 47 years ago, the Soviet Union launched Luna 24. It was a spaceship that flew off into the moon. Here we are 47 years later, and Russia sent Luna 25, which crashed in the moon and spectacularly missed its landing spot. And it was a complete accident and disaster. So I'm going to count that as that. I give myself 1 point because there was indeed a major accident in space. Number 4, I got this one wrong. I said that Bitcoin would finish the year $25,000 and it would peak sometime in 2023. The highest it would ever go would be $32,000. Guess what it ended the year? $10,000 more than what I expected the peak to be. I expected it to be $32,000. It ended at $42,000. So bam. Totally wrong in that prediction, although I got the direction right because when I made the prediction, Bitcoin was at around 16,000 or so. I was basically predicting that it might double. It actually tripled. So I'll give myself wrong about that. I said that Ethereum would go down to $700 and that it would end the year at 1,800. It never went below 1,000 and it ended the year about 2,300. So I got that off by about $500. Again, I'm not going to give myself any points for that. Screwed up on that prediction as well. Prediction number 6 is that the unemployment rate would double and hit around 5%. It never got to 4%. So I was wrong about that. I got 0 points for that. But I do get a full point on prediction number 7 when I did say that India would overtake China as the most populous country. So now I'm a total about 3.5 points as we go to prediction number 8. Prediction number 8, Putin is going to be overthrown. I'm going to give myself half a point. And you're going to say, wait, why? Because of Yevgeny Prigozhin was that guy who led a mutiny and basically a rebellion, took his force, and it was an aborted coup attempt as he went straight for Moscow with a bunch of soldiers. And in the end, he kind of like took a left turn and went to Belarus. But that was an attempt to overthrow Putin. So I'm going to give myself a little half a point. I hope you forgive me for that. So now I'm at 4 points. Give myself another half a point for the next prediction. I said that the FDA would approve a psychedelic drug. They did not. However, the FDA has issued draft guidance for clinical trials with psychedelic drugs. So to me, that is a significant step forward to making that happen. And so we're expecting to see it in 2024, psychedelic drugs approved by the FDA. So I was close. They took a step, but it wasn't the whole CR. So I'm now at 4.5 points. Now, the last prediction I made is that Jimmy Carter would die. So how can I get half a point off that? You're either dead or you're not, right? You're either right or wrong on that one. Here's my argument why I should deserve half a point for this one. Because he was put in a hospice, I believe, in February of 2023. And so that's usually where people die. They're halfway dead. You're almost dead. You go into the hospice. And his wife, Rosalind Carter, also was put in a hospice, and she did actually die, I think, in November of 2023. Both of them were in a hospice. One of them actually died. His wife died. I think Jimmy Carter is probably now going to be very sad to see his wife die, and maybe 2024 is his year, but I'm very happy to know that that prediction was only half right. So total 5 points out of 10. Let's see how I do this year. You want to hear my predictions for 2024? All right, 10 of them. Here we go. A lot of them have to do with the presidential election. Number one, here's the surprise thing. I'm taking a gamble here, going against conventional wisdom. I'm saying that Donald Trump will not win the Republican nomination. That's right. And I'm predicting, my second prediction is that Nikki Haley is going to actually win the Republican nomination. And my third prediction is that she, or whoever the Republican nominee is, unless it's Trump, is going to beat Biden. So Biden is going to become the nominee, and that he will lose the election to a Republican, unless that Republican is Donald Trump. Donald Trump is probably the only Republican that Biden can beat. My fourth prediction is that flooding in Australia is going to kill over 50 people. I think it's going to be a bad year for flooding in poor Australia, which is mostly desert, ironically. But hey, when it rains, it pours and it just destroys them. Prediction number 5, Bitcoin will almost double, approximately double. So right now it's at 42,000. That brings it to 84,000. I'm just going to say a nice even number of $80,000. That's where it's going to hit in 2024. It's the year of the halving. So in April of 2024, you're going to see the Bitcoin reward is going to be halved again. And that's going to be about, I think it's 3 1/8, 3.1 roughly. I predict that Ethereum will close at the magic number of 3333. Don't ask me why. I just think it's going to be a good year for Ethereum. They might go way past that. Maybe it'll go to 4,000. Prediction number 7 is that the S&P, the Standard & Poor's Index, is going to go up 7%. So the stock market is going to go up 7% in the United States. I think that's because this market in 2023 was really good, had a good year, and so we normally revert to the mean, which is around roughly 10% or so annually. So I think we're going to kind of correct. Also, presidential years, when there's an election, everybody thinks, oh, everything goes well in presidential years. Not always. Actually, the stock market usually yields less than 10% on those days. So that's why I'm saying 7%. All right, what about prediction number 8? Prediction number 8 is that the ANC, which is the leading party in South Africa, which is going to have an election, is for the first time in their history since 1994, when they took over from the apartheid government, the ANC will not win a majority. So they've been ruling for having the majority for over 30 years. Finally, their luck is going to run out. South Africans are absolutely fed up with the ANC. They're tired. They're going to struggle to vote for anybody else, but there's going to be enough critical mass of people who are going to vote for somebody else. And just because I was so close on my prediction with Jimmy Carter for 2023, I'm going to say, okay, now that his wife has died, usually there's often when people are quite old and they lose their spouse, and he was married for over 70 years, I think something like 77 years. It's going to be a heartbreak, and he's almost 100. So this might be, unfortunately, maybe his last year. I hope I'm wrong about that, but that's the prediction I'm making. And the last 10th prediction is that I will finish my book about the unseen Africa. Oh, God. That doesn't mean it's going to be published necessarily, but I'll pen the final thing. I'm right now debating about whether to go with a publisher or do self-publishing and all that kind of stuff. So if I do a traditional publisher, if I get an agent and all that kind of stuff, that is going to slow down the publishing process. If I do it myself, then it could be out as early as the first year of 2025, the first month of 2025. All right, that's it. It's Francis Tapon, encouraging you to wander and learn and to make your predictions. Put them in the comments down below. Tell me what you think about my predictions as well as what your predictions are for 2024. Put it in writing. Thanks a lot. Bye.